I think this was our first brew. Like, this is one of our first brews.
Yeah, one of the first ones.
This is one of the first brews where we were not totally set up yet. We were just playing with this idea. And so we set up out at Fast Action Jackson's house where he lives now.
Yep.
And I was in charge. It was my son's baptism that morning. And I was in charge of going and getting the water for the brew and some spring water for the baptism.
At Triple Falls, so the spring
At
water
Triple
that
Falls.
we were...
Which is just down
So
the
the
way
spring water
from
that you
your
referred to
house.
earlier as drinkable, or maybe it was you, Matt,
Yeah.
had referred to that. So this is where I was going. This is my plan. So John Fritz, Fast Action Jackson's dad, and myself got in a canoe on a very rainy morning, downpour, like sheets rain.
Could have just done.
Like Wapow.
this.
Yeah, we could have just got the water out of the
drove there
cloud.
and-
Or we could have drove to this location.
Or that.
But we wanted to make it awesome. Ooh, and I lost my favorite hat. That's a sidebar.
Okay.
So I'm going down the river, and it's floodwater style, or spring, torrential rain. But Fritzy and I are going gung-ho, having a good time in our rain jackets and whatever. And so we get into Triple Falls, and I think we were all so excited about getting this water and being a part of this whole baptism and the brewing of the first brew and all the things that we pulled a canoe up on the shore and ran up with all of our gear. And I think I think I left like my wallet and my phone and things in a dry bag in the canoe still. And so I get up, and we're trying to figure out how to get gravity to take over to fill all of these 5-gallon Culligan jugs full of water so that we can brew at this spring water, which is, we were calling it Triple Falls Brew, which is from this spring. So as we get like the second one filling, I think John looks back, and I could see him. He turns and he puts his head up like a deer would, with his ears up. And he looks over, and the nose of the canoe is just leaving because the river is coming up like while we're on the river. So the river goes up, canoe goes bye-bye, and it's the water's moving like 4 or 5 miles an hour. I mean, it's like, really, that sounds slow, but that's like hossing. So canoe's gone.
Baptism, it needs to
Sweet,
happen.
I bet.
Yeah, with a baptism at like
baptism.
10:30, right?
Oh, no.
It's 7:30 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and we still have like half the river to paddle too.
Without a canoe.
So John and I look at each other, and it was just no words were spoken, and we both took off running.
Okay.
In
Which
the
way?
woods, after the canoe, downstream, but through the woods, over ravines,
Over the
in a
hill?
rainstorm. Total rainstorm. So like you get to the top of one ravine and you literally like slide all the way down to the bottom of the next.
Do you have the water with you too?
And then climb
you're
up.
running?
No, we're over land, right? You know?
No, the jugs.
Oh, no. We left
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get to the canoe so we can like have a way home. And so we're going through, and it was, I think we literally went at a full pace, like 2 miles. And all I remember was towards the end, we took a shortcut across a field, but the field top layer was like soaked, whereas just down was still maybe a little bit dry. So it was one of those deals where when you pick up your shoe, it picks up like an inch layer of mud that sticks to your shoe. So we're trying to run, and it's like 8 pounds on each foot. And I've got a really bad side ache at this point.
Yeah. But you're
And
like,
so I'm trying to run with my arms over my head, like breathing abnormally to try to get it to go away. Like I'm taking short and long breaths, try to get this to go away. And I sprinted when I left, like sprinted. And then I thought John was like in the dust. But
In the
across
mud.
this field, no, right when we first left, like I took off running as fast as I could. And I never saw John again. So then I'm running across this field with a full-on side ache and out of breath and 8 pounds of mud on each foot. And here comes Johnny Fritz. He goes, just kind of trots by, slow and steady, wins the race. And then he just trots on by. And
that's awesome.
so then I pick up my pace a little bit because I wasn't going to let him, I got a little
So
competitive.
now it
Got a little competitive at that point. So then we're trying to get to the canoe. Anyway, we ended up having to jump in the river, and we got the canoe, but it
Okay.
was like a 2-mile hike
Yeah.
to finally get the canoe to get the water back to brew and for the baptism.
And you-
so
and you-
we ended up calling our first beer 2 Mile Hike.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're bringing that back.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
So that was the short version.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the long version was going to
You
be.
should have seen these guys when they showed up. There was cuts, scrapes.
Did you show up to the
running through
baptism that way?
trees.